us live in San Diego on that. Sandra.
For more on all this and the battle over the president's new green card rule, let's bring in Saul Weisenberg, former deputy independent counsel and a Fox News contributor. Saul, good morning to you. So what do you think about this new rule as it pertains to the law and where the administration has gone here?
Well, I mean, it's clearly lawful to have a public charge rule to say that people who come here need to be able to take care of themselves. It's been a feature of immigration law since the beginning of the country. The question is whether this particular 837-page rule will be sustained, and I imagine that it will be, but you know how it works. Every time the administration comes out with a new rule or regulation, it gets challenged, and there may be a district judge somewhere who holds that it's improper or unconstitutional and tries to stop it for a while. But I think that ultimately it will prevail strictly as a legal issue. In other words, is it lawful for the president to do this? And I think the answer is clearly yes.
Meanwhile, the ACLU has filed a petition fighting back, as well as you've heard many Democrats speaking out against this rule change. The ACLU petition says, quote, the proposed rule would disrupt decades of established understanding. It goes on to say it would especially affect people with disabilities, excluding them from our country by claiming they are more likely to need government assistance. That's not only cruel, it's illegal. Do those hitting back against this have a point, Saul?
Well, I haven't read the 837-page rule, but the devil is always in the details, and that's where I think you're going to find the challenge. People are going to say, oh, this discriminates against handicapped people, or it discriminates against people based on wealth, so you may find a judge somewhere that says it's an Equal Protection Clause violation. But there's no question that you can have what's known as a public charge test, which is based on the proposition that you can't come to this country and try to get citizenship status if you're going to be a public charge. You know, in the old days, you couldn't even begin the trip over unless you had a sponsor, a relative who agreed, hey, if this person ends up on welfare, I will ends up poor, I will take care of him or her so he or she doesn't go on welfare. That's always been a feature, always, of immigration law in this country.
Meanwhile, questions over what happens next.